Bruce Lee trained to it, the Grammys awarded it, and Shrek 2, Wayne's World, and The Simpsons all parodied it. It is the Mission Impossible theme song. It's that time again. The 45th Mission Impossible movie is set to debut in theaters July 12th, which gives me the golden opportunity to talk about one of my favorite theme songs of all time. So here are 3 reasons why the Mission Impossible theme song is amazing from a musician's perspective. Number 1, it's Latin jazz. The original version was written for the 1967 Mission Impossible TV show by Argentinian composer Lalo Schifrin. Lalo studied music in Paris, where he met the legendary jazz trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie. Already a pioneer in the bebop genre, Dizzy was now breaking new ground in the burgeoning genre of Afro-Cuban jazz. Lalo became Dizzy Gillespie's music director in the early 60s, and this combination of jazz and Latin music is a hallmark of his style. Before the United States cut diplomatic ties with Cuba in 1959, there was a massive influx of Cuban musicians into the United States, which led to the birth of Cuban-influenced Latin jazz in New York City. From this came an entire wave of Latin music obsession in America, with the mambo craze sweeping dance halls all across the country in the 1950s. Naturally, this music found its way into the Hollywood film scores of composers like Henry Mancini, as well as onto Broadway with Leonard Bernstein's West Side Story score. You don't need to listen that hard to hear this in the Mission Impossible theme. Just start with the instrumentation. We have a pseudo-samba groove with Latin percussion like bongos and jazz flute for the melody. The sound of the genre embodies momentum and passion, excitement and action, perfect for the new up-and-coming thriller/spy genres that were coming to dominate television and films, coinciding with the birth of franchises like James Bond, The Saint, Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Mission Impossible. Before we go on, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for future uploads. 2. The beat is Morse code. The MI theme is in 5/4, an odd time signature, where there are 5 instead of 4 beats per measure. Mission Impossible is probably the most recognizable example of a 5/4 time signature in popular music, although Dave Brubeck's Take 5 was also very popular at the time. Schifrin said that Brubeck's Take 5 might have been in the back of his mind when he composed the Mission Impossible theme, but that the theme came naturally in 5/4 because of how jarring it was. It kept the listener on the edge of their seat. See, when Schifrin was prompted with creating the theme for the show, he was given very little information to go on. He actually began by presenting another theme that made it into the show called The Plot, which I might talk about in another video because it's my favorite theme from this franchise, but production said that it was a little too mysterious. They wanted a theme that would make a viewer run from the kitchen into the living room to watch the show when it came on, just because they heard the theme song. The only prompt Schifrin was given was the general theme of the show, as well as the information that each episode would start with a burning fuse being lit. He ended up on a tight schedule with very little time to rewrite the main theme and present it to the production team. He supposedly wrote it in just a minute and a half, taking inspiration from the initials of the show's title. The letter M, too long in Morse code, and I, too short. If M is 1.5 beats or a dotted quarter note, and I counts as 1 beat or 1 quarter note, we would get 5 total beats per measure, making the piece in 5/4. The press has tried to link the use of 5/4 to the exotic time signatures of Lalo's Argentinian upbringing, which he shot down multiple times by trolling with this comment.
The people in outer space have 5 legs and couldn't dance to our music, so I wrote this for them.
Number 3, it's chromatic. Every theme in this piece uses chromaticism in some way. Now, we typically use chromaticism to get from one of the notes in the key to another note in the key. The addition of these chromatic notes creates harmonic tension, which is then quickly released on the next friendly scale tone. The main riff uses one chromatic note. It sounds great because we're resolving back to the root note, or the tonic, the strongest note in the key. The flute melodies use 2 descending chromatic line cliches. When the melody changes, the line cliche goes from the major 7th F sharp down to the 5th D, hitting all of the chromatic notes in between. Using chromaticism to create a richer harmony in a piece like this really serves the theme, because its enigmatic quality creates an explosiveness and real sense of the unexpected that we can expect from a show or movie like Mission Impossible, which has never failed to pull out all of the punches when it comes to mind-blowing, death-defying stunts and sequences, from its conception nearly 50 years ago to now. What's your favorite Mission Impossible movie? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.